Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, the Wrestling Classic here, guys. I want to let you guys know that there's a limited edition Wrestling Classic tee. I'm wearing it right now, but I got to show you the back because it's in collaboration with none other than HQ Clothing, guys. It says Conquered in the back because that's what we do. We're out here conquering it every day, guys. Wear this shirt, remember to conquer it. Do the thing, keep doing the thing. HQ Clothing, Headquarters Clothing, limited edition Wrestling Classic shirts. There's only like 70 left. There's only 100 printed. Make sure you get them before they're gone. I truly, truly, truly appreciate your support. Conquer it. Get it now. Put the link in the description below. And we are back for another casual conversation with the Classic, and I'm here with none other than Adam Cole. Bay, how are we doing today?
That's right, man. I'm doing good. It's pay-per-view week, so I'm excited. How you doing?
Full gear this weekend, a stacked card. A lot to talk about because there was a match I think everybody thought you were going to be in that you are not in at this very particular moment as we're recording this. But before we get to that, I have to ask you, you've been gone for a little bit. Like, how are you doing both mentally and physically right now?
Oh, man, I feel great. Again, seriously, the past 2 years have definitely been challenging between the concussion injury and then being back for 6 months and then having this awful ankle injury. Mentally, it was really tough. But now that I'm back to work, ready to go, jumping back in there, physically, I feel great. It's the best I've felt in 2 years. I feel really, really good, man.
It is a coincidence. The last time we talked, you just came back from the concussion injury. Now this time we're talking, you just came back from the ankle injury. Was there any point you just thought, man, maybe like this might be it? Like maybe this, like I don't know if I'll be coming back.
No, there was no part of me whatsoever that was ready to accept the idea of stepping away. Again, I know these were challenging times for sure, but especially with something like an ankle, I'm like, I know I can rehab from that. I know I can come back from that. Again, mentally very discouraging, but honest to God, man, I'm not even close to wanting to be done. So I think I got a lot of my career left. At least I hope so.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. The ankle injury was a lot worse than a lot of people expected. I think we heard that like there was bone taken from someone else and put into your ankle or something. Like that's a little insane.
It was unbelievable. So when I say that my ankle exploded, I mean, it literally exploded. I had to get 2 surgeries in 7 days. The first one, there were 7 screws put in. Then 7 days later, it was a couple more screws. But again, they went to save a chunk of bone that was like this size just floating around in my ankle. And it just disintegrated. So I have a cadaver bone, someone else's bone in my ankle holding it together, which is just absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, it was a epitome of a freak accident. It was wild.
And it really was a freak accident because you jumped off the apron and then your ankle exploded. So I don't know if this really makes much of a difference because now your ankle's good. But do you think there's any change in your wrestling style now, knowing about like your past injuries?
I think I'm certainly more aware of certain things that I'm doing now. You know, I always make sure that I really, really tape up my ankle. And obviously I wear wrestling boots as well, which really helps with the support. So far, I haven't been put in a situation where I felt like I had to change something because of me physically, but I'm absolutely more aware of my body now. You know, when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, I felt like I was Superman. Like I could do anything I wanted. And now as I'm getting older, I know I do have to be cautious and careful while at the same time still putting on a great show.
I was going to ask you this way later but I'm going to bring it up now because you brought up 18, 17 years old and like, you know, you started wrestling when you were a lot younger. Is there anything you would tell your younger self now about wrestling as someone that's been in the business for this long?
Yeah. Trust the process. I think when you're first starting out, you have all these unbelievable visions and aspirations of wanting to achieve all these different goals, and you want it immediately. Like you just so not patient when you're first starting. So now I feel like I would have told myself to just enjoy the journey every step of the way, and I did enjoy the journey. But
yeah.
Again, really to accept that. Enjoy every process of going over and wrestling overseas for the first time or wrestling for an independent company for the first time and getting to talk to this veteran or that veteran and not worry so much about, I want it all right now. That's what I would tell 18-year-old Adam Cole.
No, that's awesome. Actually, there's a friend of mine, Dan Martian. You've talked to him before, I believe, but he's like that. He's 23 and he's always like, nothing's happening. I'm like, dude, just enjoy the moment. You're gonna look back and realize like, oh, I should like sat in those moments a little bit longer because they're just gonna be memories and it's crazy.
Yeah.
We're not booked for Full Gear yet. We all expected you to be facing MJF. Obviously, I think that didn't end up happening the way that we thought it was gonna happen. But another thing is happening on Full Gear that I want to bring up really briefly. How do you feel about all this Costco Guys stuff and them with the boom? Because isn't that your thing?
It is my thing, but I guess it's also their thing as well. I mean, everyone knows that it's all about my boom. Everyone does know that. But Jen, I think it's fine to have another boom here and there.
They're booming all over the place on AEW. Now QT Marshall's bringing the doom. I don't know what's happening, but I figured this was like, I'm like, Adam Cole, like there has to be some sort of copyright issue here. But let's talk about MJF. Obviously, you guys, it's a long history. It's been one of the storied rivalries of the past year. We got to break this down a little bit. What was the initial plan with this whole devil idea that you had going on?
Well, truth be told, again, I've gotten to know, or I got to know MJF on a really personal level for that 6-month span that we were together. And I know that on screen, it came across like MJF was turning into this good guy. But trust me when I tell you, it's so hard to explain this because people didn't see this. But the MJF that you see now, that's the MJF behind closed doors. So I think there was always this understanding, even though we did have some fun together. MJF knew eventually he was going to turn his back on me. He kept me around because he thought I was a threat. And I decided, instead of sitting back and waiting for this to happen, I decided to do something about it and stand up for myself. I understand how that can come across as mean or evil, but sometimes you have to fight evil with evil. And that's exactly what I did. So I knew that that MJF needed to be taken care of. I did.
When I spoke to Max, he said, if anybody's upset with the way he's acting now, it's really all your fault.
It's such a classic thing, and that's exactly what I expected him to say. He takes no accountability whatsoever. And again, this is like a sticky situation because I understand that people did genuinely enjoy us together on screen. But when I tell you he's a horrible person, I guess at this point I'm asking you, I'm begging everyone to just trust me. I mean, again, the person that you see now, that really is him. And if he wants to use the excuse that I brought that out of him or it's my fault that he acts that way now, that's him lying to himself and kidding himself into thinking that's the truth. I think everyone in the world knows that if I wouldn't have did what I did, he would have done it to me. And then I would have looked foolish and silly. I just, again, Max might be able to trick some of the younger guys, some other people on the roster, but this is not my first rodeo, man.
I mean, we saw what he did with Daniel Garcia. I think that's where we saw the true colors come out at that point. But I mean, sometimes he just seemed really misunderstood, especially when he was with you. I mean, you guys had that big moment in Wembley. You main evented all in. You raised each other's hands. Like, when did you know that you had to, in your words, get to him before he got to you?
Yeah, it was actually very shortly after my injury. Was when this really kind of clicked for me. But again, Max has shown signs of being, I guess what I'm trying to say is there are good people who do bad things and there are bad people who do good things. Max fits into the bad people who does good things sometimes or wants to be presented as doing something good. But I knew very shortly after my injury that this needed to stop and he needed to be stopped. So
was Roderick right all along?
Roddy was right all along.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So speaking of Roddy, obviously you guys are, he's the one facing MJF as of right now this weekend at Full Gear. It was possibly going to be a triple threat if you were able to beat Takeshita, but that did not happen because of the Dynamite Diamond Ring. We'll see what happens tomorrow on Dynamite. But that all being said, we've seen Kyle in the mix again, and you guys have had a rocky relationship. I was there in 2016 Ring of Honor when you guys faced each other, WrestleMania weekend. I've seen you guys wrestle off and on in different companies. What is your relationship with Kyle, and do you see him coming around?
Yeah. So again, there's no one who I've known for longer in wrestling than Kyle O'Reilly. And like you said, we have had our ups and downs, but I was in Kyle O'Reilly's wedding. I've been a massive part of his life, and he'll always be a brother to me. I understand why Kyle is a little hesitant, but I'm hoping that over time he'll understand that the combination of me, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly is just a killer combination. I mean, the stuff that we've done together in other places, I think speaks for itself. So I'm hoping eventually Kyle understands that it'd be a great idea for the three of us to get back together, but only time will tell. And I'm going to respect Kyle's space.
I actually had Kyle on the show earlier this year, and I feel like he has a similar sentiment about your guys' relationship. It's like, no matter what, we always end up back together somehow, whether it's fighting each other or as friends. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Well, where's Bobby Fish at? Is there any chance we see Bobby Fish again?
I mean, I would love it. I'm not sure if it will happen, but I think it'd be incredible. I love Bobby Fish. Love Bobby.
Hey, yo, have you guys heard about 500 Level? They make officially licensed WWE merchandise, and I actually have been working with them on a couple of designs. A design that I worked on recently was with a girl named Caitlin, who's a big Dakota Kai fan, and we designed this new Dakota Kai shirt, which you can get exclusively now at 500 Level. Once again, officially licensed with the WWE. Really wanted a new Dakota Kai shirt. Got this one designed and made, and it's on the website now, on sale now, 500level.com. Guys, join their partnership program. You get discounts the more shirts you buy, 10%, 20%, 30%. You earn points and you get a discount. They have OG shirts, guys. I had to re-up on my NWO shirts on 500 Level, the comfortable material if you get the premium shirts, but even the non-premium is super comfortable. I got NWO shirts. They got Shawn Michaels shirts. You can find some of your favorite wrestlers on there. You can find none other than guys like Razor Ramon, the bad guy. Check out this shirt. It's a sweet, sweet shirt, everybody. 500level.com. Like I said, they have the NWO stuff. And if you're like a big NXT fan, they got shirts for all of your favorite NXT wrestlers. And if they don't, let me know, and I'll make sure we get some shirts made for your favorite NXT wrestler. I went to go support my girl, Carmen Petrovic. You guys can check out our casual conversation on my YouTube channel. You can check out mine and Carmen Petrovic's casual conversation. But 500 Level had a Carmen Petrovic shirt. I had to go support my fellow Canadian and the homie Carmen Petrovic, guys. 500level.com, guys. Check them out. Get premium, officially licensed WWE shirts that you cannot find on WWE shop all the time. They have a huge selection on their website also for MLB, NBA, NFL, NHL. They got shirts for everything, but their wrestling selection is insane. Custom creative designs. Maybe I can work together with someone out there that is an editor that wants to put more designs on the website. Hit me up. 500level.com. Check them out and keep doing the thing. And then another quick one I want to ask you about is, because we saw it when you guys revealed yourselves as the devil, and you guys all had the mask at World's End last year. Wardlow was with you. Wardlow obviously was unable to capture the AEW World Championship, but what is your relationship with Wardlow right now?
Yeah, I mean, I still think very highly of Wardlow. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing or exactly what he's up to at the moment, but we still keep in contact.
Fair enough. You had a couple of bangers the last couple of weeks, one with Buddy Matthews and another one with Malakai Black. I'm a big Malakai Black fan, wanted to see him do a lot more. And that being said, we've seen you guys wrestle a lot, and for the real hardcore wrestling fans, they know that Adam Cole has never really been able to beat Malakai Black. So to do it again and in a similar match to you guys' match in Philly years ago, what did that mean to you, and what are your thoughts on the House of Black now?
Yeah, it meant a lot. Again, especially considering the fact that I never have been able to beat him before. That was huge. And then knowing that I'm coming back from this extensive injury, I hadn't wrestled for 13 or 14 months. And again, being thrown right into the fire, having to wrestle Buddy Matthews one week and then Malakai Black the next. I mean, that is the ultimate being thrown into the fire. I can't think of a way for me to test myself and see if I was ready to go back full-time to wrestling than those two matches. So that was incredibly special, especially with Malakai, just because of the history that we've had together. And it was cool to finally get a win over him.
I know, it was about time. Let's get to a couple of fun questions before we wrap things up. These kind of come from the fans. One that obviously a lot of fans are they follow you on Twitch. They've seen the party. They're all about it. So first question I have for you: who are the best and the worst gamers in the industry?
Oh, best and the worst gamers in the industry. Ooh, Kenny Omega is really, really good at Street Fighter. Like really good at Street Fighter. Like amazing.
Yeah.
And God, the worst gamers.
I mean, there has to be a lot of them. I've watched Up, Down, Down. I
think the thing is, though, is the people I interact with are gamers, so they're all like pretty good. But I can't think of. I guess whoever's not a gamer, I think they would probably be pretty terrible. But
I know you don't want to throw anybody under the bus. That's fair. That's fair.
Right.
This was actually from a friend of mine. His name's Ajay. He's watched a lot of you guys' stuff, especially during the pandemic, and he said, besides Uno, which card game do you love to play? And then also, will we ever see Ronald in the ring?
Besides Uno, what card? I like blackjack. I think
Okay.
blackjack is fun. And Go Fish. I like Go Fish.
Oh yeah, the OG games. We're going to throw that back.
Right. But Uno is definitely my favorite, especially with Departy for sure. And will Ronald ever make an appearance in the ring? Let me tell you, I certainly hope not. That guy is out of his mind. I don't know what would happen. I don't want to be anywhere near that when that happens. So hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully I never see Ronald again. It's been a few years.
Everybody's got opinions about this. Everyone's played a lot of them. If you've grown up a wrestling fan and you've grown up a game or you've played them, what would be like your dream wrestling game or like a feature that you wish a wrestling game would have that hasn't really been done before?
Well, God, dream wrestling game. So I really loved the like No Mercy or WrestleMania 2000 games.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think the simpler the better when it comes to wrestling games. So I think something like that, even with like retro graphics, I really, really love. And then as far as a feature that you could do that hasn't been done before, man, that's such a good question because they've done now so much stuff with with games, which is
for example, for me, I want like a full EWR. Like I want the GM mode and the universe story mode all together in one. And I want to be multiplayer, and I want it to be like I want to get a TV deal. I want to be like I want to be Tony Khan playing the game. Not like what I mean. That's what I want.
You know what else I would love? I would love because I love a good story, like a good campaign. And I know they've done like really interesting career modes, but I would love like a full blown like 50 or 60 hour like campaign of you like not even you having to try out and like there's dialogue with different characters and doing indie shows and going overseas for the first time and then eventually leading to a big show where you have to win the world championship. I would love that. I think
and they should do it like the Red Dead Redemption way, where if you do good things, you're a good guy. If you do bad things, you get heat. Like it's like, you know what I mean? And at the end, it's either you get fired or you get to, you become a Hall of Famer.
Yep. 100%.
It would be great. Yeah. We'll wrap this up really quick. Last couple of questions. First things first, obviously you're back. Obviously MJF's one of the first things on your mind. But other than that, what other goals do you have as of right now for moving forward in AEW?
Sure. So obviously MJF is my main focus now. But other than that, again, my goal 100% is to become the AEW World Champion. At some point in my career here, at some point within AEW, that championship is something that I want to hold. It's something that I definitely want to attain. So again, once I'm done with MJF, absolutely, the full focus is going to be the AEW World Title.
I asked you last time about your younger self when we did this in 2023, so I'm going to change the question. As of right now, obviously there's a lot more ahead of you than there is behind you, but what do you think Adam Cole's legacy is? How do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as someone who put their full effort into entertaining the fans as much as possible, whether that be as a good guy, whether that be as a bad guy. I don't want anyone to ever say, oh, I wish Adam Cole would have tried more. I want to be able to look back and know that the people I've worked with have enjoyed working with me. And I just want to leave wrestling as good as I possibly can. And I want people to remember me both as colleagues and as fans in a very positive light.
I think that's awesome. And I think you have. I think you've done a really good job. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say anything bad about Adam Cole and not been a fan of yours, I mean, there's always the internet trolls, but we don't really pay attention.
Right.
I mean, Twitter's a different beast. They think it's a real place. But thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna actually one last thing, really quickly. Sure. Say one good thing about MJF. What's one thing he has going for him?
He is incredibly talented. Like I can objectively look at MJF both in the ring, on the microphone, his age. He's an unbelievable professional wrestler. He really is. Just a horrible person. But very, very good. Very good.
We're gonna end it on that. Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it, guys. Everyone check out Full Gear this weekend. Guys, stacked card. Roddy will be facing MJF, and we'll see where Adam Cole lands. This will be dropping on Wednesday, so maybe we'll find out later in the day. So, guys, thank you very much, and keep doing the thing. Thank you so much, Adam.
Thank you, man.
It's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.